Hello, everyone. Welcome to AppSmash Bash number 2. Today we have an awesome guest. We have Sarah from ScreenPal. She'll be on in just a moment, but I just wanted to remind you of how you can get the resources for today. You can either click that QR code that you screen on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube with your laptop and you have your phone, get that QR code, fill out the form, and you'll get the resources emailed to you. If you registered already, you got the link in your email. And I also put a link in the screen below. But the reason you want to remix this book, you're going to get a link to it, you want to remix it, is because on every page, you can't see it if you're just reading the book. But on every page in the margins, we have the resources. So if you want to come back and watch this later, the link to the YouTube will be here. The resources from today that we're going to show will be here. And then at the very end of our book, there's a page with a promo code, and you have to use the transparency to unveil the code, like a fun scratch off. So if you don't remix the book, you can't get those opportunities for 3 months free of Book Creator. So we really want you to go ahead and do that. So those resources are on the screen, but I'm going to bring Sarah up. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Katie. And hey, everybody.
Sarah is joining us today from the South, and she is going to tell us all about ScreenPal. We actually do have some other exciting news. I might as well share right now, which I think really actually plays really well into what we're going to talk about today. And that is that Book Creator just got the UDL certification. So if you are a UDL practitioner, you know that multiple means of representation is a really important part of this framework. And video is a great means of both audio, imagery in one, and a way for students to reflect. So I think it's a great connection to what we're going to be talking about today with the ScreenPal and ScreenPal AppSmash. So I'm going to let Sarah start off by just sharing about ScreenPal today.
Thanks. All right. So I'm actually going to share our newest release, which I'm very excited to show you guys. So this is just the homepage of screenpal.com. So what I'm going to show you is what you can do after you upload a video to ScreenPal, right? So if you're familiar with ScreenPal, you might be editing in the desktop application. This is when you click upload to ScreenPal, then you can go to screenpal.com. You can import videos directly to ScreenPal as well, but this is just my homepage. So I'm going to click on my content. Of course, I'm already logged in. So I've got my content here, and you can see I use ScreenPal for all kinds of things. There's like, a video that I made for our social media. I was helping a learning designer do a presentation video there, a little intro video. But I'm going to use this recording from a webinar that we had yesterday because it's going to have ums and likes in it, which is what I actually want for once, so that I can show you this tool. So I clicked on details for this video. And what we have now is this button here. It used to be when you clicked this button, the only option was to edit on the desktop app. But now we have edit online, which it still says beta, but it is open to everyone. So this is an actual online video editor. So Katie started us off by talking about UDL and multiple forms of representation for students. And this is a great way for students to make quick edits to their video. So once they go and open that video in the online editor, first of all, you can delete portions of the video by deleting the transcript. You can see it's already highlighted my uhs, my ums, any parts that are silent. But what I can do is, and there I just said an you never realize it until you're thinking about it. And I can search filler words here. It'll give me all of those filler words, 216 in 30 minutes.
I mean, that's okay.
And then I can just click on delete, and it's going to delete all of those filler words out of my video.
That's so amazing. So students can quickly refine their presentation, make it more publish ready, which we love here at Book Creator because we're all about publishing the books. Now, videos in ScreenCal can be like published ready like that.
Yeah, exactly. So just 2 clicks and I deleted all of my filler words there. And then you can do some simple editing. So they can add text to their video. So there's a little highlighted text box there. So I can add that in. And then all of it lines up here at the bottom. So I'm going to kind of scroll in. I'm just using this little magnifying glass here. So it scrolls in further on my video timeline. And then just like anything else with ScreenPal, I can just drag how long that overlay shows up. I can change the text here. I can add animation to that text.
Oh, let's animate it. Let's see what that does.
All right. And then I just click on play.
Yes. For taking time out of your busy Wednesday to join.
So that was just a little fade. Oh, that was my enter animation. Let me do an exit animation too. Let's do one that's more fun. Let's do a swipe. Okay. So I'm just going to take my my playhead there and start playing again.
Yes. For taking time out of your busy Wednesday to join us.
Swiped out. And then if I need to edit that text, I just click back on the text box and I can edit it as needed and drag that red playhead back over to the text box. So obviously I can double click in there and change the text. I can also add image overlays to my video online. So I can do an image here. I can search my stock images, which is great, like Halloween's tomorrow here. So let's search Halloween and see what we get. I like this little kitty.
Cat.
She's a cutie. So I'm going to do my little Halloween cat there. That's going to show up for about 10 seconds. And again, I can do enter animation, exit animation. It's all right here. And we also have a blur feature. So if this is a student project and maybe they took some footage of their class or like a classmate came up behind them and was messing around and they didn't want to re-record, they could use this blur effect to blur that person out from their project video.
I love that.
Yep. So just some really great simple edits, and let's see what it looks like. With
yes. For taking time out of your busy Wednesday to join us for this
my blur and my image
admin exclusive webinar focused.
But my highlight went away. So really easy to do all of that. And then it's all just layered here. So you can visually see with the word and the edit what you've done to your video.
Nice. So this is great on Chromebooks, desktop apps, obviously, laptops.
Yep. So this is running through my Chrome browser. So it's pretty device agnostic as long as you can get on a Chrome browser or any browser. I'm just using Chrome, right? As long as you can get on a browser, then you can edit your video online. So then I'll click save and exit, and that's going to save my changes and take me back to, so you can see here, I've got unpublished edits. So I could resume editing or discard the edits. So I'll resume here and then publish just to make sure that I'm sharing the published version of my video. And once the page reloads, this is going to be the video that I want to share in my book as part of, my student portfolio, my project, whatever link I'm sharing in there. This will be my edited video that I edited online.
I love it.
Yep.
Another one of my favorite ScreenPal features is the quiz feature. I have a question about it though.
Yeah, I'm going to cancel this just to answer.
Can students make quizzes?
Yes, they can, but we do have a limitation on the number of quizzes.
Okay.
So if a student just logged in with a free account, I believe it's 5 quizzes for free.
That seems reasonable. My thought was like, okay, if they make their video, maybe it's, obviously it's content related. Maybe they're making an end of unit review. We would do this in my AP environmental class when I was in the classroom. And then right before the AP test, they can all use each other's videos as a review tool.
Yeah, absolutely. So to make a quiz, all they would have to do if they had used that same online editor, again, it's all at screenpal.com. And I'm just going to click on interaction tools here. And then I've got my create a quiz option there.
Awesome.
And I can create that quiz. So the free version, which is what I kind of recommend that people start students using, they would just log in using like their school email address. And then they can record up to 15 minutes, an unlimited number of recordings, the literal videos themselves. We just have a limitation on the number of quizzes that you can create.
That's great. I mean, as a teacher, I don't want to watch more than 15 minutes.
Right, exactly. I
Oh,
mean, for students, you
that
probably
is
don't do that anyway.
the reasonable limitations for like a student to use.
Yeah, yeah. So super easy to do that. And then they can add their questions to their quiz. And then again, it's just a shareable link. So once you're done with your quiz, I'll just generate it using AI really quick just
Ooh.
to get a quiz there.
AI generation, that's nice.
Yeah. So the really nice thing about this is it gives you a really good starting place, right? Because everybody knows you can't totally trust AI to be correct all the time. Even myself, sometimes I'll have it, summarize something and it'll put the wrong day of the week. It's almost like it's making sure that I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
But when you're using AI, even with our quiz generator, I have had really good experience with the questions and the quality of the questions. A lot of times, though, it will do 3 answer choices instead of 4. And traditionally, as teachers, we use 4 answer choices. AP, you might even want to use, 5 or 6 that are on the AP exam. So you can add additional answer choices there. And there's my quiz. Just as we were chatting about the quiz itself, it generated this 10-question quiz for me. And this is completely customizable. So I can edit every single one of these questions. I can move them around. I can add additional questions. So one of my favorite question types is like the poll and rating questions because they're ungraded. So I could add poll and rating questions throughout my video as well.
Wow. That's really, really, I love the polling option. That's nice to just get some not assessment-y feedback on a video.
Right. And it's great. Like we were talking about you guys, earning the UDL CAS certification. It's a great way to check in on their progress, within UDL, to just have that ungraded kind of true formative assessment feel by using those poll and rating questions.
I love
And
it.
then assignment and settings here is where, in your example, Katie, if the student is creating this, then they would click on assignment and settings and just copy this link and share that out.
Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And actually, we're sharing quizzes on those book pages of the resource, right? Of the remixable resource from the AppSmash Bash. So you can actually take the quiz as if you're a student and kind of experience it on that side and then make your quizzes as well.
100%. I love that in the quizzes. So if you don't have, like, you can do the LMS integration, which is really great. But you can also just share a link and like get some info. So if you're a coach, maybe you're not using an LMS, you just want them to enter their name and stuff to do your PD. That's a great option.
Exactly. And then I do recommend, so it kind of defaulted to allow users to remain anonymous here. If, that's probably fine if it's a student making a quiz, but if you do want to gather data for your students, just click where it says ask your audience to enter information. And you can do first and last name. And there's even another option where you could fill in, class period if you wanted to right there. And it'll collect their first name, last name, and their class period when they take the quiz.
I love it. And it's a nice little CSV of results after.
Mm-hmm.
Spreadsheet girl. I love it.
And I will say with the LMS integration, that is part of our team plan. So that is technically paid, but it also includes gradebook sync. So if you are like, in an administrative role and you're really looking to optimize ScreenPal at your school or your district, that gradebook sync is key because it just makes teachers' lives easier.
100%. When I was a coach, the first question, does it work with my LMS? First,
Yep.
I always wanted to know.
Sure. Yep. And we have my account's connected to a bunch of LMSs, as you can see here. But pretty much if you name the LMS, you can either share the link to the LMS or we have the direct LTI 1.3 for it.
Love it. Well, let's jump over and talk about some smashes and why you might want to AppSmash, Book Creator, and ScreenPal. So first of all, I just wanted to show this example of it embeds so nicely. So if you're in ScreenPal and you get the share link, you can come into Book Creator, go to Media, and then embed and paste that link. And their video is going to embed just like this. So you'll get a nice little kind of cover image of what's in that video. And then when you click it, you'll see it opens right in the screen. So you're still in Book Creator. So if you want to keep your students in Book Creator, you don't want them bouncing to 5 different tabs. This is really nice. And then they can just watch the video right here within Book Creator. And then like this could be you giving directions for your your lesson. Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons I used that is I love that in ScreenPal you can see my cursor moving around the screen, but then also there's the annotation tools. And so that's if I want to do a little more refined video than you can just do within Book Creator where you can just speak to the camera and do some annotations and screen share. ScreenPal is perfect for that.
And you can, for the annotation tools, if you're interested in learning more about those, we did recently host about 15 days ago now, so 2 weeks ago, we did recently host a Getting Started webinar where I show everyone how to use those annotation tools. So if you're interested in diving a little bit deeper than the time we have today into that, then I can share that on the book too.
Or you can just drop it in the chat if you want. Yeah, and
perfect. Yeah.
All right, so idea number 1 for app smashing ScreenPal and Book Creator is interactive video journals. So in ScreenPal, you can have students create and record their video reflections. So unfortunately in Book Creator, you can only do camera recording. But if we want our students to be sharing their actual books and screen recording their books and going through the pages and talking about what they created in Book Creator, ScreenPal is a great solution for that because they can record their screen, they can talk, they can annotate, all while looking at their book. Also then in Book Creator, they can come in to our media tab, select templates, and then search videos. And they can pick a page template to bring into their book. Let's maybe say they're doing some goal setting. They're looking at their assignment. They're going to then they can insert that video right here on this nice little page. You could set up a portfolio for them to do this, or they can just bring in that template themselves. So you can get started and they can put that video on this nice page. They can add text or any other information they want around it. But yeah, interactive video journals is idea number 1. Number 2, student tutorials. So I've been using ScreenPal to make our support videos here at Book Creator for a little bit. But so students can do the same thing. They can be walking through a math problem or a tool like how to use Book Creator, making a video for their classmates to a little tutorial explaining how to do something. And you could collect like a whole little class guide, make a book of all the student tutorials. So that could be your, really student-led classroom instructions on how to use all the things. A lot of teachers give their students jobs in the classroom. It could be the manual for all the jobs and they could create a video of how to do that job for the future year or another class period or a new kid coming mid-year. What is the job that I just have? So anywhere you want students to make videos instructing other kids or other students on something, that's a great option, and compile them all in a nice book.
It's a great way too, like as we get towards the end of the semester and unfortunately thinking about midterm or final exams, it's a great way to jigsaw, right? Like you can jigsaw and have them create learning videos for each other. And get through some of that content that you need to get through at the end of the semester a little bit faster.
And you know that if your semester ends at the end of January, those snow days are, if you live in certain parts of the country, are going to be on you quick, and you will need to be able to jigsaw your heart out.
Yes, exactly.
All right, flipped learning. So you as the teacher can make an instructional video, put it here within Book Creator, and their lesson can happen here. So I put this video example of a ScreenPal quiz. So this one has questions throughout. What I love is you can make it so that there's no skipping. Obviously, they have to watch the video to get to the question. They answer the questions as they get to those points. Let's see, this is 19 seconds, so it's not too long. But they'll watch. And then when it gets to the question, let's see. I hope there's a question. There should be.
It might be at the end.
No, it's near the end. I can see a little bit of a space of where it is. Put it at the end. Yeah, put it at the end. So here's the question. Students can answer it and then submit, and you'll know they watched it all the way through. and that they have some understanding of the concept.
And speaking of making sure that they watched it all the way through, our short answer question type actually has a feature where you can set a minimum number of characters. So you can actually make sure that they don't just say, okay, or neat, or, fill in the blank with the word that doesn't actually describe when I asked you to describe.
Yeah, you were going to get those minimal responses.
Yes.
Here I have linked in this science notebook that we have. And so this would be a perfect place to embed some of these quizzes. So here they're to talk about a topic, maybe let's say photosynthesis, and they're going to do some, exploration in the scientific cycle. And then they finally get to some direct instruction. And maybe here on this big picture page is where you can have some of these video quizzes where they're going to learn new information in the learning cycle and then move forward and explore further and elaborate for thinking about science. So flip learning, definitely an option, smashing ScreenPal and Book Creator.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 4, book trailers. So this is kind of going back to those really nice projects you show that students can now edit online at the beginning. And students could edit and create a book trailer like you would for a movie, but for a book, or they could do author talks, talking, for example, using our author studio collections. This one's for Jill Esbaum. So they can dive into this author and kind of understand a lot of the work that they've done. And they could make a video highlighting all the work of Jill Esbaum, for example. So using that new editing online feature, then take their video, put it in Book Creator, along with the work that they've done in these books. It's a perfect combination.
Mm-hmm.
And then our last idea for app smashing is our favorite, student portfolios. And the video feature can be really great for getting feedback on those portfolios or for making artifacts themselves. So again, students can screen record with ScreenPal, so they could go through their portfolio and reflect on what they've done over time. So it could be the culminating artifact, could be a nice video to put at the end of the portfolio, or they could use the portfolio, or they could use ScreenPal in reviewing other students' portfolios and giving some feedback in the process of the portfolio work. Lots of ways that the video piece could be used in the portfolio process, but that's just 2 ideas. If you have any ideas, I'd love to see them in the chat. But yeah, portfolios, Book Creator is made for portfolios, places that students can embed artifacts of learning. So here's just an example template. We have lots of portfolio templates that they can use, but anywhere in here, they could embed a ScreenPal video, either reflecting or something they've created through the year to show their learning. Really powerful smashes available here.
And another great way too, like with the portfolios, because we also have the translation features, is, if you're sharing it maybe with other people in the community or with family members that speak a different language, is that student could then have their portfolio translated into multiple languages. And how powerful would that be? This is everything that I did in my world history class and my environmental science class. And then they can share that out in multiple languages with the greater community to bring in that community impact piece as well.
Or even just their parents who may have a different home language. Like it's important to keep those connections, and parents want to know what their kids are learning and making it more accessible. That's why I love, like, even in here, if I leave a comment, like, wow, this is great work. Oh, great work. Leave that comment in here. The parent can come in and they can translate it into their home language. So we love tools that are UDL aligned and provide multiple means of representation for all their users.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you've got the written piece here within Book Creator where parents could leave comments in their, preferred native language, and then translate it into English so the teacher can see the comments that the parents are leaving. And then you've got the option in ScreenPal to add the text-to-speech AI narration in other languages, as well as the captions in other languages. So you can really make sure that every person that touches that student's life can be part of the learning process.
I love it. I love it. So, before we go, people that are attending today, if you're attending live, please feel free to get your attendance certificate. Let me get in here and put it in the chat too. Don't want to miss that. Let's see. Oh, show that. All right. Any last things about ScreenPal that you want to share, Sarah?
I don't think so. I mean, it's really hard. ScreenPal is such a robust tool. I tried to just kind of focus on the online video editor today.
Yeah.
But we have a ton of those AI features. We are really putting accessibility at the forefront as well. We even offer now audio descriptions. So if you have learners that are visually impaired, we are starting to offer audio descriptions as well. So we are really trying to make sure that when you use ScreenPal, you are compliant with the accessibility guidelines that are coming out next year, depending, of course, on the size of your district and your area here in the US. And those of y'all that are in the EU know that those were enacted in June of this year. So you're already really looking for tools that are accessible, and ScreenPal is one of the most accessible video tools that you and your students can use. So
that audio transcript or the visual transcript, that sounds really exciting. Is that AI that helps create that? How is
yes, it is. Yeah. So we have it's actually an audio description that you can turn on and off just like captions. It's just an audio description track, I guess, if you will. So it's just a toggle that you can turn on and off based on need. Now, that is one of the paid features. It's part of our team plans. So if you're on a team plan and you are interested in that, then definitely get in touch with us, and it's something that we can add. And Michelle did ask in the comments here, what are the main differences between the paid and free options? You can actually see those at screenpal.com/plans. There's a really nice checklist that lays it all out for you. If you keep,
my plan?
probably because you're logged in, Katie. So it's showing you what's on your plan.
Sorry.
But if you're not logged in, you'll be able to see the details of all of the plans. If you're not already on a paid team plan, I would recommend a team if you're working in a district, because then you get like the LMS integration and the gradebook sync and all the bells and whistles for AI. But you can still get all of those bells and whistles for a solo max plan, which is what Katie has highlighted here. And I'm not sure when our sale for that will start, but we will be running a holiday sale towards the end of the year. So definitely check back into that if you're interested in that solo max. But again, with the team plan, you'd be looking at the LMS integration and the gradebook sync and that audio descriptions addition. So
Nice. Well,
yeah,
next we're going to have you on to show that, because that really, I mean, I love that our tools really align in like our ethos for accessibility and creation.
exactly.
And so I would love for you to come back and show us that sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited about that, because we wanted the two things that are required for the WCAG 2.2 is audio descriptions and captions. So if you enable those audio descriptions, then your videos are fully compliant with accessibility guidelines. So
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
Sarah, thank you everyone for joining us today. Hopefully you filled out the attendance certificate. You'll get those in about 15 minutes if you filled it out. But otherwise, please join us next week. We have more webinars. We have WeVideo next week. We have Brisk next week, I think, and Epic. So join us next week. If you registered and at the beginning, you will get emails reminding you of all of those, and continue having our AppSmash Bash. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye. Thanks, Sarah, for joining us.
Thanks, Katie. Bye.